You're like a flirt in a skillet. Want me to tell you about is Grandma, my mother,
right,
stepdad, bought this old car when they was getting ready to come to California. My stepdad had a job, didn't make very much money at, and couldn't afford a car.
right.
And I had a paper route, and I gave him the money I had saved, about $50 or so, and he put it with his money. And I think he bought that car for about $240, $45 from a guy he worked with, and an old 36 Ford.
Right.
That's what we came out here in. But anyway, when he got the thing, he took us all a ride in it the first night he had, brought it home, and he put Mom and myself and his dad, Larry, Larry, he was just a little kid, in the back seat, and we took a ride in this Ford, and Larry went over on the Ohio side. We live right on the state line.
Right.
And coming back, there's a long hill, what we call a hill out here. It wouldn't even be a molehill. But anyway, Larry says, I think I'll just see what this thing will do. And he mashed down on the gas, and that old Ford Defenders was a-shaking, and hood was a-flopping, and smoke was a-rolling on the dashboard. Doing about 45 miles an hour maybe. Seemed like we was doing 100, and Mom says, oh my God, Larry, slow this thing down, you're going to kill us all. He said, well, I'm only doing 45. She says, don't you lie to me, you're doing 120 or 130 or something. And she was looking at the radio dial instead of the speed. That car wouldn't have done 120 miles an hour if it fell off the cliff.
That's funny. That's very funny.
She just knew he was lying to her. He was doing 120 miles an hour.
That's funny.
And my girlfriend that I was playing kissy face with lived in this house right here at 307.
There's some narrow and
I told
tall.
you, whenever the kerosene heater started. We had a guy who lived upstairs, already shot one guy, and I come home one night, couldn't get in the house, and I went up there to crawl in the bathroom window because we left the window
Right.
up low, and he stepped out on that landing up there with that damn shotgun. And I'm yelling at him, man, Bill, don't shoot me.
Wow.
When we lived out there in the country where we was at a while ago, out there on the Park Elwood Road, I got all cleaned up one morning, took a bath, put on fresh Levi's, a brand new t-shirt, and I was supposed to meet my buddy Russ Wright for breakfast, at Illinois Restaurant on the west side. Anyway, I come out of Park Elwood Road on 227 there and started south across the bridge or across the freeway and the reservoir, and I seen this old mother duck going across the road with about 6 little ducks trailing behind her.
Aww.
And I stopped, and I seen cars coming up behind me, and I got out and flagged them down, and there was a gravel truck going north, so I flagged him down and stopped all the traffic so them ducks could go across.
Aww.
And they all got across but one. The last one, he hopped up on the little divider curb there, and he fell off backwards on his back, and he was flopping around and kicking. And I went over and picked him up, kind of scooped him up with my hand, and took him up, put him up on the top of the grass there where he could catch up with the other ones. Away they went. I got back in my car, and all them people I'd stopped was clapping.
Aww.
I went to get something to eat with my buddy, and sitting in the restaurant there, and I kept smelling something. What the hell is that? And I looked down in front of me, and that damn duck had shit all the way down the front of my brand new t-shirt and my brand new and clean jeans.
Well, he was scared.
It was a Kroger grocery store.
This was a grocery
And
store.
that's my first job when I worked beside the paper route. That was my very first job working in that.
It's now karate for kids.
And those two arch, that was
And I'm glad.
Back in
now.
those days, nowadays would be considered the first X-rated movie house. Morton Lake, it was a swimming place, and they had a boat that you could ride on, and a paddle wheeler.
Grandma used to come down here?
Yeah, and Grandma and Mom used to come down here, and now of course the lake's gone and all that, but part of that boat's still sticking up out of the ground down there somewhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Just beyond these old buildings?
And nothing will fill it.
Yeah, down in here in this neck of the woods. I went to that school.
Is that high school? Or?
When I was living with your dad and Larry and him, Larry and me looked a lot like when we were young, unfortunately for him.
For him.
But
Well, he's quite a bit younger than you are, isn't he?
14 years.
Yeah.
But still, our kid pictures look a lot like.
Uh-huh.
Darlene found one of my high school pictures. If you hear back about a year or so ago, she found it, and she said, "Well, there's a good picture of Larry." And I said, "Man, it's not Larry." She said, "Well, it is too." I showed her during high school me. She thought it was Larry.
But when
We
you were,
did. We looked a lot alike.
yeah, you did when you were both at that same age. You did.
And then he come along, and he handsome like me too. Looky there. Yeah. Looky there.
Hi. What's your name? You want to tell everybody on the camera what your name is?
What's your name? What's your name and how old are you?
I can't stand it when they sing.
Yeah, I know you're Ava. How old?
Yeah, now
Two?
this just says